All right, welcome back for the third stream of the Grease Monkey stream. So good to see everybody. I got some vaccine shots, so I am super tired, well, super fatigued, but I'm gonna show up today. Showing up is half the battle. So basically, on my test stream, I got reacquainted a little bit with Blender. On yesterday's stream, technically the first stream, I got reacquainted with the grease pencil. In this stream, I wanted to get acquainted with this add-on called Painting Systems, and it's so you can paint on models within the viewport. And then tomorrow, maybe I'll do another test for something else. So next week, I'll be like trying to actually make something. These are all the tools that I'm going to be all the other tools that I'm like testing out so I can actually put into my workflow, and then be able to use Blender efficiently. So here we are today. Let me see, make sure my mouse is working. Cool. Let's turn on my screencast key so you can see what I'm pressing. Pretty cool. Put my color management to standard. I didn't have it on last time, so things look a little washed out. Make sure to set that. Let's see. And so yeah, so what I'm doing today is there's this add-on called Paint Systems. As you can see it over here in your preferences, extensions. If you type in search extensions and look for Paint System, you'll see that it is right here. And let's just open it up real quick. You see here, Paint Systems is a layer-based add-on that resembles your typical drawing process. The idea is simple, that it simplifies the user's experience by consolidating the main settings and tools in one place. Very cool. So this is the add-on we'll be testing. Updated last 4 weeks ago. Pretty cool. I've been wanting a system for painting within Blender for a while because the one that it comes with, there's like a lot, like you could use it in Blender, like you could do it in Blender without the add-on, but it's just like more of a hassle. And there's some other systems that work that I've tried, which I thought were okay. So we're gonna be trying out this one. So let's close this. Let's go to texture painting. In there. Cool. We'll go into this material. So first we'll do a test, right? We'll get out of texture paint mode, like the object there. Let's get off this, and we will go to Paint Systems and see what it's like. Let's see, just add paint, blank canvas, paint over existing material, blank canvas. That's probably what we're PBR and normal. I think it's a very interesting one. Add some like decay on your edges without add template, add layers to, I think we'll just do that. Yeah, smooth alphas, use backface, group. We'll just keep it new. This will be a quick test before we kind of like start over. I'll model something really quick and then we'll start doing some of this painting. So let's do that. Is that okay? Ooh, interesting. So right now it starts off blank. So let's get rid of some of this, like the grid floor. Push it on here. Kind of interesting being in this mode here and not seeing it. It's invisible. So okay, so the solid color is white. White doesn't show up as white. But yeah, this is the first time you test it. We go to texture. out. Toggle paint mode. There it is. Toggle paint mode. And then a brush, color, put in something. It says missing texture or link. So I'm gonna open up the shader, see what it's doing here, because really what an add-on is just using the Blender stuff. And let's start over. Let's do it again. Let's go to new, general, go to texture paint mode, get out of that mode real quick. That we're gonna save it so we can start over again. Much easier. That, and then we're just gonna put another window here so we can see what it's doing in the nodes. I'm curious. Go. Here's our node. Got our object. Over here, we'll hit Control S. Call it painting systems. Our color set to standard. Again, the paint. Add paint system. We'll do paint over instead. Cool. For there, we'll toggle paint mode. It's not giving me an error, so that's nice. Add in a new layer. Did you added a solid color and we changed the color? Will it do it? Okay, that's good. Erase that. Let's add in image. Layer image. We'll do 2048. Yep. Oh, we already have. Oh, my tablet was in eraser mode, so that's what's happening. So I think it's working now. It's smaller. Cool. Do we have like, if we do this and we soften an edge, laggy, but overall pretty cool. We'll go to the brushes. E erase alpha. I drop. Go to the preferences. Okay. All right. But it's cool that we can paint, right? This. We can cut this. I is the eyedropper. Oh, I forgot. Yes. Hold I. Interesting. It's pretty cool. So we can like paint on stuff pretty seamlessly here. Paint on it. A lot of fun. Okay. That random. A lot of neat, interesting settings here. There's a palette that we can. Oh, there's a palette that it comes. I think it's probably grease pencil palette, but pretty cool. Let me fix my hat here. Okay. Anyway, we're painting. We're doing stuff. This is all right here. On the panel here, I'm going to turn on the grid. You could set it up so you can see the you can see the UVs. Oh, I guess it's because I'm in texture paint. That's not going to show me the UVs. Oh. Okay. So really, we don't need these properties. Things seem working okay. And can I go into paint mode here? Do the same sort of paint. There's like a kind of like a delay that happens when you do it on here. Here's more indirect. Trace. Okay. Pretty cool. Then what is this? From the different channels. And add different images to different channels. Roughness normal, that's pretty cool. Blah. And that's cool. And we could change the brush. Brush is good. And we can even do some pixels. I wonder if we make like a super tiny, like if we do a super tiny texture image, if this clearly isn't working, or too close from that. So I could do it here. If I zoom in, doesn't work. Zoom out, it works. Zoom in, doesn't work. I think there's a limit to how close you could be. That's good to know. Okay, what other things do we have here? Erase soft, erase pressure. Okay. Cool, so you can like really paint on this thing. This clone. I don't know how to use the clone. Use 2D cursor as a source position to clone texture from. Oh, it's working there. Weird. Okay, what's this? Fill. Make it all red. Different color in here. What's this? Smear. Paint soft. Two paint softs, one with pressure. Airbrush. Weird airbrush. Okay, so we can like really get in here. Do some painting. I think if we set it up so we can see some edges. Oh no, it's under. Okay. I think this is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna model out like, I don't know, some sort of like sci-fi canister or whatever. And then we'll see about how the painting process can like look like and stuff. And we'll use like a lower resolution texture instead of like a high resolution. This is like 2K. So, okay. Include faces. Only paint on faces directly under the brush. Lower. Ignore faces pointing away from Yep, normal fall off. Cool. Got different presets for brushes. That's pretty cool. 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 I think we're gonna have a little fun here with this. So let me take a sip of my coffee, take a little breather, and then I'm going to start the process over again. Model out like a quick little canister, and then we'll start painting that canister, see what it looks like. See what else like we can actually do with it. But the painting system is pretty good. Like, at least it's responsive in the viewport. So systems I used before have been kind of laggy. That's a good coffee. Okay, so let's start over. We'll hit new, general, boom. A couple things I want to make sure of is navigation is turned off there. Our color management is set to standard, so the colors are juicier. We have these different viewports at the top here, so we'll just click on the one I want, which is texture painting. We will close this up over here. And oh, this kind of like turned that on again. We'll go to paint systems. We'll go to the object that we want. But before we do the object, let me close this. Let's actually make an object like a canister or something. I think if I remember correctly, there's some extra items or extra primitives that you could do. So I'm going to do type an extra in the get extensions. Let's see if we have it. It might be under add-ons, extra. Man, I remember there being like extra items. I keep thinking of it. I remember there being like extra primitives that you can activate. It was called like extra primitives. Oh, here it is. Extra mesh objects. So we're gonna install that because there's something I want from it. All right. Extra mesh objects done. We're gonna hit save. So we know we have it saved, and then we're gonna make sure that we do automatically pack all external data. So all the stuff kind of like saves within the Blender file. I just have less trouble with it. So we're gonna delete that. We're gonna delete this light. We'll keep the camera. Hit C over here. Go here, okay. And then we're gonna do Shift A. Helps us choose our item here. And then we'll go to mesh. We'll have some of these extra stuff. We have gears, stones. We'll do extra, and I think there was like a pill, rock generator, beam, full pyramid, honeycomb, teapot, manger sponge, equilateral grid. I thought there was like a pill, man. Or then like, I guess I could do capsule. Is that capsule shaped? This is definitely using like what? Metaballs? Alright, we're not gonna do that one. Shift A again. Mesh. Extra. The manger sponge. Okay. Menger sponge. Menger sponge. I don't know. Equilateral grid. Okay. So grid with tries. I would have swore the extra had a pill shape. It's fine. We'll make a pill. We'll make a pill shape with a, what is it? A UV sphere. I just didn't. Cube. Oh, I think it's under round cube. So if you click round cube, then we open up this panel here. There's presets here. Bro, and the capsules there. Oh my god, the memory I have. That's like, I think I did so long ago. Cool, so I got a capsule. I wanted to do this so I can be like, you know what's funny? We were looking for the capsule the whole time. I just realized I don't think I need a capsule. I think I want a cylinder. So we'll do smooth. Yeah, it's not a round. It's not what I want. What else does round cube have though? All right, side quest. Round cube. Capsule, a clay bar. Okay, so like a rounded kind of like rectangle. What else does it have? Presets. Octahedron. All right, all right. For our D&D fans out there. Round cube, we'll do quad sphere. Beautiful. Beautiful. What else we have? Round cube. And then rounded cube, which is this. Basically just like a cube with a bevel on it. It's, looks nice. All right, we'll do the thing that I'm going to do here, which is a cylinder. We're gonna take off this grid in the background. We're just gonna work with what we got here. We'll hit auto smooth, so it smooths, but it still keeps its edges. And actually, let's do the cylinder. Instead of 32 vertices, do something like 5. Then we'll round out the edges with like a normal painting. No. Let's not do something complicated yet. Let's just do a normal thing. Let's do 32. We will do a decent size here. Yep, 1 radius, generate UVs. Engons, we'll do triangle fan. No, we'll do engon first and then we'll just triangulate it afterwards. So yeah, engon is good. Engon, world align, yada yada. Right click that, we'll do auto smooth. We'll go into the settings here. And there was something we're gonna do in here. Tools, view. There's nothing. So we have our cylinder here, and let's just do some modeling out here to give it kind of like that look that I want. We'll hit 3 to go into face mode. We will hit I to inset, hit G and Z to bring it back up. We could do this both ways, right? Actually, let's mirror this. So I'm gonna just hit shift, nope, control R. We'll make a loop cut. We'll hit right click to cancel it and it'll just center it right there. I'm gonna look at it in front view with the numpad 0. We'll hit 1, hit Z, go to wireframe, and then we'll select the bottom wireframes and then erase the bottom half. Then we'll use a modifier. We'll do generate mirror and we'll mirror it on the Z. There we go, and we'll do clipping. And now everything I do to the top will be the bottom. And I don't have to do twice the work. So good stuff. All right, so let's keep it moving. Now let's hit 3 to get the top, hit I. Inset it a little bit there. Kind of bring it up with control Z. Do another inset, same thing, control G. Right, and this one we'll hit E. It'll be like a little capsule here. Right. To the top. Even shrink it there. It could be like a little battery or something, right? So looking pretty sweet. What we could do here is we can hit 2 to go to line mode. Is that what it's called? Edge mode. Hit control B. And then while we're here, let's see some different profiles. We'll hold P. Oh. Okay, so P doesn't do anything for this. S? All right, that's the segments. Kind of cool how we can round out that edge though. Pretty cool. Okay, so what else do we have here? P, H for harden, cool. B. Oh, that's interesting. Just affect the vertices instead of the edges. Interesting. Z. Oh, that's what I was looking for. This is Z. All right. Pretty cool. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do an inset here. We'll do Control R, do a loop cut, Control B, scroll down. We'll do a little thing like that. We'll hit Alt E. We'll do extrude along faces here. We'll kind of give it an inset like that. Right. Looks kind of cool. I don't like where it's placed. So let's actually a little higher here. Then Control B. We'll hit what? 0.1? 0.05. 0.1. 0.3. 0.03. We'll hit Alt E. We'll do extrude along normals there. There we go. We can start building out a little capsule here, but then we can paint. And then we'll have to like cut it up so we can do the UVs correctly. Cool. So we'll go to front view here. And there's something about the view I want to fix. That's what it was. I want to put this up to like 80. Do it up to 100. Oh, so things look a little better. Cool. And this grid. Can I make this grid small? What I want. Okay. Cool. So we're getting a little canister here. In this mode though, I usually like to put on cavity so I can see the edges. It looks better in this mode, even though it doesn't really translate to like the render. You have to do that within like a shader if you do that. But having the cavities, you can see those edges a little bit better. I'm gonna bevel those edges. So let's hit 2, hold Alt, select the edges, Alt and Shift, like multiple edges there. We'll do Control B. Kind of give it some space there. Oh, sorry. Control B. If I hit P, there we go. We can inset it like inwards. That's what I was looking for, having multiple cuts here. Look at this. It has like a neat look. Kind of looks like a scroll now. But we won't do that. I just wanted to remember how to do that. This. Cool. Let's see what else we could do. I'm gonna do a loop cut, go along the bottom here. I'm gonna try something. Hit 3, hold Alt, select, and then I'm gonna do, is it Control F? Control F. Then we'll do poke faces. Then we'll go to vertex mode. See if this works. And we select one of the vertex. We'll do Shift G. Nope. It is Shift H. Shift G. And we'll select similar connecting edges. It selects all those. We're gonna go into wireframe mode. Hit Control, hold Control, select all these. So now I've selected all those points there. And now if we go into normal mode, we hit Control Shift B. We can kind of like make a hole. Oh, we can do the profile too. We can do it like a complete kind of like oblong circle here. That's kind of interesting. Go. And then if we did something where we did Alt E, we extrude along normals, extrude it outwards. Yeah, we kind of give it like this ridge here. I don't like it though. We're erasing that. A lot of Control S. We're saving. We ain't losing our work this time. Let me take a little sip of water here. Play around with some of these matte caps. Pretty cool. This red one. Tiny. Kind of like a Toon matte cap. That's fun. Lighter Toon shading. Cool. Just like nice little red one. The normal ones. Shinies. I think we'll do the shiny. I think it's closest to what I'm trying to achieve here. Cool. So this is like the texture paint. I think I'm gonna add in another window here. We're gonna make it into a 3D viewport, and we're going to fix this view. Navigate here. We'll do 100. Blah blah blah. Take off the grid. We'll make sure to center it there. Boom. Right now it's a dark. So we'll leave that dark there. All right. I think we could do the rest with we could do the rest with texture painting and some different materials here. I obviously want these strips to glow. Maybe we can give this kind of like a cool cyberpunk look or whatnot. Oh, I do want to bevel these top edges here, so we'll hold in edge mode. We'll hold Alt, select the edge at the top, hit Control B, lower this. I think gives it kind of a better look there. There we go. That's a cool little guy. Box modeling is a lot of fun. All right. Okay. Okay. Now we should actually go to UV editing. We're gonna. Oh, looks like the UVs are pretty good. Don't like how they're packed. We'll go to hit UV at the top and do pack islands. See how this works. Okay, that didn't do it. Average scale. Do I have to have it selected? All right. Ooh, so right now it looks like it's got a mirror at the top and the bottom. So we're going to call this capsule .000. We're gonna call this the collection main. We'll hit make it green. We'll hit C here to make another collection, and we'll call this backup. In this capsule, I'm also gonna name there, and we'll hit Shift D, and we will hit M and move that to the backup. We will make that red and make it visible. I just want to have a capsule there to back it up while it's mirrored, because I'm going to apply the modifiers right now. I'm going to apply the mirror modifier. Go. Now it's one piece, and then this line is kind of extra here, so I'm going to select that, hit X and do dissolve edge. That should dissolve that edge there. And then we're going to unwrap this, but we're gonna unwrap this maybe in a better way. Like, I think we could probably unwrap it from this point, this point. We'll do Control E. We'll do mark seams, so you'll see that they turn red there. Let's turn off this grid. Who can on this grid? And this. I think it's the shifting of different there. So we'll turn annoying. The Control S. Okay, cool. So we're cutting it off from the main piece there. And then we're going to look at it dead on, and we'll do a loop cut where we select one side there. Before we go on, I think I'm going to this hole is an N-gon, and I want to see if I could. Oh, I should have did this before the mirror. Let me go back here. Okay, so let's give this a proper UV here. So I'm going to select the face, hit X through the face, make a hole at the top, hit 2 to go to edge mode, hold Alt, and you can't see my thing. What is it? Okay, hold Alt, and we're going to do Control F, and we're going to do grid fill. We're gonna look at this grid fill, and we're going to oops. We're gonna go to the front view here. We're gonna look at the top. Now we'll do hit Control F, grid fill, and then we'll offset it. Goes down the center here. There we go. Now I think I should be able to make a whole loop cut there. There we go. So, it's probably make it side to side. Can I like this side to side? Yes, I can. Okay, good. Now I apply the mirror modifier. Now it's one piece. We'll go to 2, hit 2, go to edge mode. Hold on, click that, hit X, and then dissolve edges. Boom, clean. Now we'll start marking up the seams. All right, so let's mark up the seams first sideways. So we'll select this one here. That goes all the way around. Beautiful. We'll hit Control E. We'll do mark seams. So that'll cut it kind of like flatten out like that. And honestly, that might be the way to just do it. Just cut it in like 2 different halves here. So let's see what that looks like. We'll select all. We'll hit U. We'll do unwrap based on angle. That looks interesting. About this, we'll just try all the different ones. Smart project, follow active quad, cube projection, cylinder projection. That's probably the right one, but it looks ugly. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it. I think this is probably good. Well, at least we'll try. Definitely not cube cylinder projection. Right, based on angle. Just messing with the settings for the unwrap here. I think the UVs are okay. I don't like them. They don't look great. I wonder if I can cut it up better. So let's cut it up in a different way. What if we cut it up by these circular here, Control E, mark seam, hit U, angle base. Them being circles feel more conformed, but you know, thing. Okay, so we'll cut it up by these circles, and then we'll cut it up by... How about we cut it up by like a line here? We'll do Control E, mark seam. Now we'll see what this looks like. Kind of cuts it up into like these quarters. I think it takes up less. Use as much space as possible on this square. We did it 4-way. Right, so we'll hit Control E. Nope, E marks. Let's see what this is. That really cuts it up into like some slices. We did UV and we did pack islands. With that pack, the best pack we got. Okay, that seems like a better pack. Some tolerances there. These UVs might work better. We'll try them out for now. If not, we'll figure out some different UVs. We can always go into the data UV maps, and there's different UV maps that we can actually save on here. Like if you hit this like plus button, you can have like a variety of UV maps on this. It's cool. So that's cool. I think we packed it pretty good. We'll hit Control S for a save. Hit home here. In. Cool. We'll choose a better mat cap. I think it's shining. Control S. All right. Now we can try that. The paint systems here the add-on we were trying. For anybody joining in, yeah, I just went to edit preferences. In the extensions, there is a add-on or extension called Paint Systems system, and that's what I'm trying to learn or use to actually like, paint with the viewport. We're gonna set this focal length in the viewport to like 100, so I can see like less distortion. We're gonna hit save. And I think we are do this. So let's go to paint systems right here. We'll select it. We'll hit add paint system, blank canvas. We'll do, does it have a material right now? Give it a material. We'll call it capsule. What that is, and then we'll add the paint system, and we'll do a paint over for what's already in there. We'll create new UV map. Okay, that's cool. We'll hit OK. I guess it decided to do its own UV mapping. How good this looks. How big is this image? Go on this. Okay. So let's go in toggle paint mode, makes it invisible, and then I can paint, right? Cool, so let's open up a second viewport so I can see this as it goes through viewport. If I paint on it now, oh, you'll see it like that, okay. Here, invisible. For the background, let me just make it so I can see this a little better. Maybe we could put this the shader node. So what we're doing here, maybe I want to do a blank canvas. Easy way to erase this. Okay, I erased it. I erased the paint system. Let's make a different paint system, except make it blank. Blank. Group, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I can use auto UVs. We'll do auto UVs for now as the solid color. There we go. And then there's something I want to do here. The background, let's make it more interesting for people who are coming and lurking by. So let's go into the background. We're gonna hit Control T. There's a couple things I like to do here. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do a color gradient ramp. For this one, we're going to do a separate XYZ because we're separating the coordinates. We're going to make a gradient from the background. So if we look up and down here, you can see it right there. The gradient, something cooler. So let's give it some like, I think it's fun to look at, you know? Painting in the gray space. Not where you want to be, you know? So we got that, and then we can make it super bright. Nope. We will make it bright. We could move it on the Z, and then you can move where the... There we go. That looks nicer. So there we go. We're going to go toggle paint mode off. Select this, center it, go back, toggle paint mode. Okay. Now we're back onto image, and we can start drawing on this image. We kind of like have a system here. Let's open up the color palette. Guess the color palette's not working. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. I have my tools down here. A little masking too. Pretty neat. Okay. So first I'm gonna make this gray. So we'll do a fill. Make it gray. Where's the mask work? Missing stencil detect. Work. Image filter. So if we look at this, the texture painting right here, we put it onto brush. Where is this? There it is. Okay, there's our UVs. Let's say I wanted to like some edges on here. Probably something I would have to do with like the node editor, right? Like we went up here, go to the node editor. I think Eevee has a way to get I just wonder if I move any of this stuff, it'll just like ruin the paint system. So we're gonna have to find out. I'm gonna hit save here before I do it, so I can just revert back to this. But what I want to do is I want to see these edges. If I remember correctly, there is an input geometry node, and this is like a real janky way of doing this. I think we could do pointiness. We'll do a mix shader. A mix a shader. We'll do pointiness. Actually, let's just do pointiness with a ramp, a color ramp, just so we can see it better. Okay, so pointiness with a color ramp. We'll put the color in. I just want to see what this looks like. Alright, so maybe it's not... How does pointiness? Man, there was a way to get the edges here, the edge information. Specify, input, the bevel. kind of see it there. We do something like this. Honestly, using this is kind of interesting. Just even using that. Bevel. What else do we have? Bevel. Is it attribute? Nope. Pretty sure it's under geometry. Object info. It's definitely that pointiness. Light path. Point info. Okay, doesn't give us anything. Alright, that gives us the wireframe, which is kind of fun. Didn't know we had that node. But what else do we have? District coordinate generator raycast. Cool, you can do raycast within shader. Oh man, I gotta play around with that. Curve info. Okay, I definitely think it's geometry. Cool, so let's just keep trying this. We put it in here. And we do like a map range. So let's see, utility map range. Normalize. What's pointing it? Color ramp. We're gonna probably give up on this soon. I want to make sure that I'm not. What if we did a shader? Principal shader, the color. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it's like not an Eevee thing. I remember there being some sort of thing about the geo. We're typing the word pointy. Type in the word edge. Yeah, it's definitely that pointiness. Definitely. Or normalize? Yeah. Normalize. Normal. No, it'll be map range. That's what it would be. All right, we might have to skip this. We're gonna do a quick Google search. I have time. Hold on. Google. All right, I'm looking at a video here. I can find out what's happening here. Geometry, level. Oh, there's like a more advanced way of doing this. Man, I'm glad I looked it up. Okay, so it looks like we will do a bevel, and then we will do a then we would do a geometry normal, and then do the dot product. And geometry normal, so input geometry there, do the dot product, put some vector math, so the normal, the bevel, and then we get the edge. There it is. Okay, cool. So if we just put this in here, get that. All right. Erase this mix shader. Then we can do a color ramp. Where's the color ramp? Color. The ramp. There. We'll flip this. Okay, so this was working. Normal bevel, then a normal product. Normal bevel, normal product. All right. I think we're getting somewhat closer. We need any emissions? Let's just see what the emissions like. Go. I thought I just saw it, you know? I thought I did it. Kind of weird. Oh my god, how frustrating. Did it work after I hit a principal shader? Is that why? At the principal shader? Instead of that, let's do map range. Man, I was about to give it up and then I got closer and now I'm further away. Just hitting Control Z the entire time. Okay. I'm surprised it's just not working now. Like right there. You see it there. Everything. Let me make sure there's not another way to do this. Hold on. Hold on. The texture coordinate, I'm doing the wrong thing. That's what's going on. All right, let's revert and let's just try one more time. All the tutorials here are showing me the same thing. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go File, Revert, Revert, before we did anything. Then, did I hit save? I hit save a bunch. Doesn't matter, it's fine. This mode. The coordinate. What if we change the cycles? Oh, you can see it in cycles. Just really can't see it in Eevee. Blender shader edges Eevee. So it was an Eevee shape. It was an Eevee cycles thing. Let's see if there's somebody else who's figured out edges. Oh, they cheated with ambient occlusion. That's how I used to do it. I remember now. Okay. I think we got it. We're back on Eevee. And we're cruising. Okay. So we'll hit revert. Cool. This is paint system is not connected. If I connect this, would it notice it? Great. So there's a shader called an input called ambient occlusion, And if we connected that, so we're not doing all this fancy stuff here. We'll just do ambient occlusion and we'll like clamp the shit out of it. So let's go here just to see it. There it is. There's our edges. We did just the AO. Would it just do okay? And if we did a color ramp, we can really hone in on that. We'll do constant. Like uglier though, but whatever. 32. Looks kind of cool, but that one lonely animator. No idea what's going on, but the fits is clean. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to get the edges in Eevee here. That's what's going on. I think I found it. I found a cheat for it for Eevee. That's really what I found. But then if I made a mix shader, mix this and this, would it notice it? Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll do the edge stuff later, I think. Maybe. I do like the edges. Oh, it should be a factor. You go into the factor, not that. Go here. If I really wanted to, you can add in emissions. I'll make it whatever color I want. Okay. That took forever. Think we're there. Think we're there. So we're just gonna make this zero hue, zero saturation, zero value. There you go. So it's just gonna be black for now. And then we'll build around it as we okay, so if we go back here and then we go into the brush, nope. Advance. Oh, I'm under mask. There we go. And we could start painting this, okay? Okay. Now we're moving. So while that's there, I'm gonna also open up a UV here. Just to be able to see this. Right click, header. Go, header. Header. Put home here. Okay. Think we are moving. All right, so let's see if we wanted to do like why does it oh what? That's because I'm erasing. Okay. So we got palette. Got the layer here, which this. So our base there is going to be gray. Say it's a little darker gray, and maybe with a little blue. A little blue tint. Okay, that's going to be our base. And then for the for this, we're just going to erase everything. Let's just erase it. This. Okay. We're erasing. Alright, this is the base we're going to build here. See if we can add in some light here. This is like first time doing like this sort of like painting thing, so I just want to see how we can do this. Now we're just chilling. Now we're coasting. A lot of setup. Coasting now. We'll let this take us. We're gonna make this into maybe like some sort of capsule, dirty capsule, you know. We're trying to paint it on one layer. I'm gonna do settings here on the brush. We can make it look dirty. I'm using no reference. I should use. It makes that hard edge though, right? Especially for like this like sort of cylindrical object. In that edge. Can I blur it with this? I can. Oh no, I'm not even blurring it. This is blurring. Let's see. Is it blurring at all? Like eating a computer. I can hear my computer whirring up now. Added. Ooh, we can add adjustment. Cool. We added a fake light, fake gradient. Control the gradient. Ooh. All right, all right. Pretty cool. Rotate the gradient. Interesting. Why couldn't I? Going to erase. We have this fake light going on here. I think is interesting, but I want to select light M. Oh, there's an M. Back control. Oh, nice. Okay, we'll hit R, and then the gradient's pointing up. Here, there's the arrow. We'll have it pointed down. Okay. Rotate on the X90. Nope, on the Y. 180. Cool. So now I kind of have like a top-down light with this fake light here, and we multiply. That. Cool. So we got this fake light going on. It's gonna go right on top. Cool. What else do I got here? What we didn't do multiply, we did add. There's another sliver. Color dodge. Color dodge, I think, looks light. Add though, just a bit. Okay, we get this fake light, then we got this fake color that we can do with that color. It's also interesting. Cool. Then we can add fake light, attribute color custom. We can add a texture. We added oh, that's weird. It's because it's doing it like on the UVs. Cool. And when instead of mix, we could do darken. Kind of gives it like it's dirty. Maybe multiply. The unfortunate is the UV. I think the UV is needed. So let's delete that. Control S. Let's try and make a. We'll do the same thing. Noise texture. Instead of auto UV, we will do object. There you go. Got some UVs. Pretty cool. We can scale them out. Fractal, ridge, hybrid, think multi. We hit multiply, darken. Gonna add some variation with that. Cool. Control S. That's looking pretty good. All right. Cool. Now we'll add in a texture. Maybe we get like I was saying earlier, we could do like a low whatever. The texture. Nope. Image. New image. What if we did something crazy? So we'll do custom. We'll do 128 pixels by 128 pixels. That is like such a small texture. Let's see what that looks like. We'll get this. Then we can get some pixelation on here. Oh man, what sucks is that it's hitting the edges there. I wonder if we can switch the UVs for this one while we're here. In our layer. Oh, we could choose the UV. Okay, set up auto UVs. Oh, we could put filters through the texture. Pretty cool. Okay, so oh. Alright. We're getting some pixels here. Going to take something. Okay. I think it's interesting to do this pixel stuff. We do the pixel brush here. That can give us like actual pixel. Two pixels. Weird is this, right? Like it's accurately going over. Seems to be something off. We did something. I think the smoothness of the cylinder itself is taken away from. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Oh, we should. Okay, let's just do a image, new image, just a 1K texture. Right? Interesting, yeah, painting like this. We're just painting. Do anything. Make it seem so easy. On. Being clipped. Erase these. I'm glad I'm doing this because this is like causing me all sorts of issues. Solid color. Color burn. I think the UVs need to be better. I think that's our issue here. Good test. All right. That. Let's do it again. Trial and error. 1K texture. Set of auto UVs. UV map we have. Hmm. Okay, try getting closer here. Let's try 512 by 512. Maybe 256. It look gray. It's like the colors around it are kind of giving it an illusion. I wonder if I should just stop switching between these blending modes. Paint the color. Just paint the color. Feels like a line tool. Kind of interesting doing like just pixels and stuff. I don't know if I should continue doing this. This is all just test. I don't know why I like that. I think I'm getting tired of this painting system. I'm just not good at it, honestly. It'll take some practice. Yeah, I think what needs to happen is that I need to get better UVs, some more practicing. Those is my boo boo boo. Maybe I should like get this rendered, like put it up in like PBR mode, then put a texture on it instead of starting from here. Let's do it. Let's get something on the screen that looks a little prettier. Get out of this paint. That. Get the capsule. We're gonna just throw up kind of like a quick material here. Gotta select this, hit Control T. We'll do Shift A, shader, principles, shader. All right, what it's looking like. We put the world up, right? It's brighter in here, but let's put, get out of texture. Let's put, a sun. Bring up the sunlight. Cool. And then a little too bright. Actually, rotate this in the other way. Rotate the sun this way. All right, and then let's that. Metallic. There we go. Make it a little metallic. Right now it's reflecting the colors from around it, right? So if we change it to a different color, cool. Let that in. Oh. Do that. Bring back this, go to world, and let's do something nice here. Let's change the hue of the background. We'll do it really quick with color, hue, saturation. Play with some different colors here. Honestly, I like how it is. All right, and then we'll add in another shader. We'll call it emissions. And then for this one, we're gonna go into edit mode, hit 3, select the 2 lines I want to glow. We'll hit emissions, we'll hit assign. Now those are assigned there. Now when we go to the object mode and we go to emissions, we can just get rid of that. We could just put in a shader called emission. Go. We can make it brighter, not brighter. Want to see it with some glow? Let's add in some glow for the visuals. Go into, oops. Go into compositing. Compositor. Hit new on this. We'll type in bloom. Put that here. There we go. Glowing. Put it at the top. Go back into our shader. This back to 1. We choose a different color here. Let's make this more interesting and add in like 2 different colors, so it kind of radiates 2 different colors. So that will be color ramp. we'll do a separate. Separate. Vector, separate. Utilities, vector, separate XYZ. Boom, boom, boom. And then color there. You can see kind of like the gradient there. If we change the gradient to something nice, blue. Oh. Go. Let's put this to constant so we see what the hell's. Yeah. So subtle. We don't even see it at all. Oh no, it's under UVs. It's good. There we go. Put a linear again. Okay. Make something bright. Then I also want to add a gradient to the capsule itself. Right now it's red. Do the same thing. Utilities, a vector, separate X, Y, Z. We'll do a color ramp, control C, control V. There. Also do generated. Also B, we'll hit the darker version of it. We'll flip it. Go. Bring up the saturation. Go. Kind of interesting there. Right at the bottom. All right, so we got a gradient going on. Probably make this a group. I love this gradient. Control S. Okay. We got a gradient. We got and then do a mix shader. Input ambient occlusion. Shader to RBG. There it is. RBG. Go. We'll do the ambient occlusion. Do a color mix. Okay. Alt S to flip them. There's a color mix. We'll do factor. Instead, give it a green color just so I can see it better. Looks like the edges are getting the green there. Cool. Fun. I don't like the green though, but we're gonna change it. We'll do the AO, and we will do color right. Those edges. red. Go. All right. Put in blue one. Go hit Control S. Cool. Put that together. Mm. Cool, cool. Getting pretty salty. You know, I want to see that grease pencil. I think I have to make a grease pencil object. So let's see. Grease pencil object. A blank one. Add in a modifier. I don't need enter. Where is it? Is it generate, right? Okay, build length, line art. Object. See what this looks like. Kind of interesting. All these different settings. There's so many. Cool. And using the black. Bad. Cool. We'll hit Control S for save. Go to this camera. 90 0. Explore this. Zero. For display, we'll make it that. This is what we'll do. Hit off the header. In. We'll kind of just have an outline. There we go. Then what I want to do is I think I want to rotate this degrees on the Y. Little animation, I believe. Degrees. Okay. Oh. Now after all that set up, see if we can actually texture paint. Different. Metallic. Probably. Call it metallic. So we'll do 1K. Cool. I think we could just collapse. More fun painting. Very interesting. I can also switch roughness. this. Oh, all right. Stroke. Hmm. Paint. Try this. Not in this. You just do it maybe the view in the flat. That's easier. Tired. Let's do this. Let's clear themes. Just this. This. And then it looks like a getter here. That looks pretty good. That. Add paint. Car. Go. Able to go back in. The UV grid. This it doesn't show. You just add ambient occlusion. I could have just done that with crazy stuff. Here. Bro. Okay. Like over. Point 0.5 of the value. Subtle. What are we working on today? I'm just testing out this add-on for painting for the future. So it's just to be able to paint. Right on the model. I want to do some testing. It's a weird add-on, but thing. Blend mode does not mix. Use folder with pass through. Let's just go all the way out, back to where we were. Over. Go. I think I need to find brushes, some textures. But yeah, I'm getting tired. More tired. I got some vaccine shots and they are putting me to sleep. I'm fatigued. Oh yeah, I'll rest after this. I just didn't want to miss a stream. This is like probably the most boring stream there this week. I'm like tired and I'm like, I'm just gonna test this out. I'm not gonna actually make it. Oh, all good though. All good. Start this over. Delete that. Yes. Clean up, purge that. Under capsule. We'll add the painting system. Let's go to the shader. That's because it's not connected. Connected. Okay. Here. This with R. We'll do all those. Okay. Color on there. I'll switch it. Vector. Get filters. This. Man, this I'm supposed to edit here. UV. See what this looks like over here. Under image editor. These are blank. It's supposed to be like something on there. So let's see. Let's do this. Add image. Supposed to be adding like some brush strokes, but it's not. If I have to paint stuff on it. This one more time. This is not. I think it should. All right. Color. I think painting is weird. Ugh. Colors here. I think my blend crashing. Nope. Basically, to let you paint on the model. Yeah, that's why I was testing out this thing. It's kind of really hard to like. I think I have to get some of my brushes in. It is fun. If I can. Pretty cool though. All right. Maybe I just chose a very hard thing, this cylinder to paint. I'm trying to think of what I could do. You can add in them like borderland line. It's borderland. Borderland in it. That is stroke stabilize. Let's put this. Let's try and do it with like a base of white and Place that layer. Looks like I'll add do a 1K texture's not enough. Like if you wanted to make a brick wall, then you could just brick pattern brush. Be done. Oh yeah. Probably. There's actually a brick texture. Also, the outline you did looks cool. It gives it the comic book brilliant. It does. And this back the outline. Probably some stencils I'll need to get. Anyway, going. I think I'm calling it. Cool. How does 20? Boom, boom, boom. Pretty tough. Let me just throw something together here. Call it. Erase this. I think I'm calling it. I'm delirious. Okay, so let me do this. We're gonna go to paint. We're gonna erase this. Bring that back to that. Do cleanup, purge. Got it. Good on that. We'll hit save. We'll just call this of a wash. Okay, I think I'm calling it. I appreciate everybody being here for this very boring stream for today. I was tired. I was out of it, but this is a good test for that painting add-on. I think tomorrow I'm actually gonna try and make something. Enough of these tests. So tomorrow should be a much more interesting stream when I'm not tired from these vaccines. Yeah, feeling good. Lonnie, thank you for being here. As always, I appreciate you. And I hope everybody has a good day. Take care, guys.